everybody, and welcome to one of my assemblies. My name is Mrs. Green, and when we come into assembly each morning, we say a big welcome to one another. I will say, good morning, everybody. And all of the children, in turn, say, good morning, Mrs. Green. Good morning, everybody. So children, today in my assembly, it's all about colours, and I'd like to teach you some colours using sign language. At Whitestone we use a lot of Makaton, and lots of the teachers are trained in British Sign Language. Now you've already learnt one colour today, which is my name, which is green. The other colour that you might need to use today if you want to help with my story is yellow. Yellow. Another colour that you might need today is blue. We look at the blue veins in our hands and we just draw down. Blue. Blue. Another colour that you might use today is red. Red. So let's just have a little reminder. So red is drawing over your red lips. Blue is drawing down your blue veins on your hand. Blue. Green. Turn your arm out and pull your other hand upwards to your elbow. Green. And then we have yellow. Yellow. Making a Y with your hands. So now children, I'd like to tell you a story all about some people who are different colours. It's called the Rainbow People story. So I'm going to show you some pictures, and maybe if you hear the colour red, don't forget to go like this. If you hear the colour green, don't forget to go like this. If you hear the colour yellow, don't forget to go like this. And if you hear the colour blue, don't forget to go like this.
So let's begin with my story, The Rainbow People. In the beginning, the world was still and quiet. The ground seemed to be covered with dull-coloured rocks and stones. But if you took a closer look, you could see that they were not stones, but were tiny people who were not moving at all. One day, a wind blew over the land. It warmed the people and filled them with life and love. They began to move, to look at each other, to touch each other, and to speak to each other, and, most importantly, to care about each other. As they explored their world, they found coloured ribbons lying on the ground. They were excited and ran about collecting them. Some chose red, some blue, some green, some yellow. They enjoyed tying the ribbons around each other and laughing at the bright colours. Suddenly, another wind blew. This time it made them shiver with cold. They looked at each other, realised they looked different, and then, sadly, they stopped trusting each other. The reds gathered together and ran into a corner. The blues gathered together and ran into a corner. The greens gathered together and ran into a corner. The yellows gathered together and ran into a corner. They forgot that they had been friends and that they had once cared for each other. The other colours just seemed strange and different. They built walls to separate themselves and to keep others out. But when they did this, the reds found that they had water but no food. They were hungry. The blues found that they had food but no water, so they felt thirsty. The greens had twigs to make fire, but they had no shelter. The yellows had shelter, but nothing to keep them warm. They were cold. Suddenly, a stranger appeared and stood in the centre of the land. He looked at the people and the wall separating them in amazement, and then said very loudly, "Come on out, everybody. What are you afraid of? Let's talk to each other." The people peeped out at him and slowly came out of their corners into the centre. The stranger said, "Now just tell one another what you have got to give and what you need to be given. Let's work together." The Reds said, "We have plenty of water to give, but we need food." The Blues said, "We have plenty of food to give, but we need water." The Greens said, "We have plenty of wood for fire, but we need shelter." The Yellows said, "We have plenty of shelter, but we need warmth." The stranger said, "Why don't you put it all together and share it? Then you will have enough to eat, drink, and keep warm, and also have shelter." They talked, and the feeling of love returned. They remembered that they had been friends. When they realised that the colours had divided them, they wanted to throw them away, but they knew that they would miss the richness of the bright colours, so instead they mixed the colours to make a beautiful rainbow ribbon. They called themselves the Rainbow People. The rainbow ribbon became their symbol of peace. The story really tells us that it's really difficult when people feel that they're different from one another, and it's much better when we work together, when we share things with one another. And we can't wait for you to come to our school so that we can share our lovely school, our lovely environment with you, and so that you can make lots of lovely friends. And now we're going to finish with a song.